Hey man, we got an interesting one. Just popped up in my recommended from Sunny V2, The Tragic Tale of Jackie Chan's Son. It's an interesting title. I've seen interviews of Jackie Chan talking about him, saying that he's lazy and about how he tells him he has to do everything himself. He's not giving him anything. If he ever dies, he's not in his will or nothing like that. You gonna have to go work for it, and he's he doesn't follow rules or respect the house rules, nothing like that. He cut off the heat or power or something to his side of the house. I don't remember exactly, but in this thumbnail, this nigga is getting arrested. So we shall see.
Jackie Chan's only son hasn't had the easiest life.
Only
Between an
son.
unsuccessful film career and the time he spent in prison, JC Chan has been unable to live up to the high standards set by his father, and it all began with JC's luxury upbringing after his birth in 1982.
That one's tough too, bro. Like, imagine, obviously, you're not really supposed to compare yourself or try to live up to somebody else's image, but bro, being Jackie Chan's son, or like just look at LeBron and his son, like, bro, the expectations set on them, on their kids automatically by society is insane, bro. Actually insane. And if they don't live up to that, they are automatically deemed as failures. It's pretty sad.
At this point in time, Jackie Chan was permanently busy with acting and would therefore spend only 2
Jackie
weeks
Chan is
per year
literally
with
the
his
GOAT.
son, which was, quote, contained in the household as they were too famous to go outside. His father's busy schedule meant that JC
Damn.
was raised almost entirely by his mother, who began to spoil him with luxuries afforded by Jackie Chan's fame and fortune. Jackie wrote in his memoir, when he was little, JC never had to worry about having enough food, how to pay his school fees, or if he needed to be driven anywhere. I would arrange it all. I regretted that later. No one should have such a good life from their birth. Jackie Chan clearly believed this, as his upbringing was almost the opposite. Brought up in
Okay, here's the thing. We've all been in a situation like this. As long as your parents are over the age of 50, you know what this is like. Because they come from such a different generation. And especially even in today's generation, niggas swear on their life that you have to struggle. Like, if you don't struggle enough, bro, you ain't good enough. Like, if you don't struggle enough, you don't fit in or some shit. Like, niggas trying. Hey, man, that basketball player that claims he's from the hood. I don't know nothing about that situation, so I'm not gonna speak on it too much. But people, from what I've heard, say that he fakes being low class. Like, he fakes being from the hood. Like, people think being from a middle class, you know what I'm saying, suburban neighborhood is a bad thing. Like, you haven't struggled enough, so you don't deserve to be where you are, or like you don't know what I don't even know, bro. I don't even fucking know what these niggas is trying to say. But in his situation, it's not the fact that the kid didn't deserve it. It's not like a kid doesn't deserve not to worry about where his next meal is coming from. I think the issue is that you were doing it without teaching him what it took to get it. You were just giving it to him. You when you give a child something, you need to make sure that they learn and understand what it took to get said thing, or at least make them work for it in some form of chores or some shit.
dirt poor conditions by refugee parents who couldn't even afford to pay for his birth, Jackie Chan was forced to develop discipline as well as an
Holy.
appreciation for scarcity. In addition to this, Jackie Chan's youth consisted of drama training all day long, from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. with breaks for lunch and dinner. When he misbehaved, he was beaten with canes. When he fell ill, he was told to suck it up, which Jackie Chan has since highlighted
5
as
a.m.
beneficial
to
in
11
comparison to his
p.m.?
son's upbringing.
I really thank you, my teacher, that tortured me, becoming really, we never drop one rice on the table. Whenever I go back my home, I see my son's shoes, one like this, one like this. One socks, another socks. No discipline.
JC's cushy childhood led Jackie Chan to write in his book, when he was a
It's
teenager,
like, you know what I'm saying? You can't be mad at a kid for not doing something you didn't teach him. That's like, that's the nicest way of putting it. Like, I fuck with Jackie, one of my favorite actors, but bro, I understand you were always working Nigga was always working. Clearly, 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. is insane. Was never home. He had to go get it. So, but he just needs to understand that, like, yo, if the mother didn't teach him and you ain't teach him, how the hell is he gonna learn?
Definitely didn't think JC was pushing himself hard enough. I'd work all day, go jogging at night, then get back and see that he'd gone to bed, even though it was only 9 something. I'd grumble, he's asleep already. I'd storm out in a bad mood and go jogging again, thinking when I was his age, I wished he could follow me around all day to see how much I did. Sometimes I'll have 8 meetings in a row, right up until midnight, then I'll go home, do some exercise and read scripts. JC's clear lack of drive and ambition in comparison to his father led JC to drop out of college at the end of his first year, stating, I wanted to be a musician. All you can see in Virginia is sheep, although other sources state that he was expelled from the school as a result of excessive drinking, unclean living conditions, and 2 semesters worth of unwarranted absences. JC's desire to become a musician was against the will of Jackie, who had not wished to see their son in show business. He wanted JC to be a lawyer, an engineer, or a doctor, as JC's mother had, quote, already lost her husband to this profession. Despite the wishes of his parents, JC moved from Los Angeles to Hong Kong in 2004, where he planned on cultivating his own successful story in music, stating, "It is my hope to become famous based on my own abilities rather than rely on my image." JC was so confident in moving to China that he gave up his American nationality in exchange for Chinese nationality. However, it's possible that this choice came into question after he'd released his first album. Described in reviews as being a horrid absolute waste of money, the album simply titled JC was a commercial failure. The reason for this, as described by JC himself, was because Hong Kong is different from other places. You need to do music and movies, leading JC to appear in his first film titled The Twins Effect 2, which received an IMDb rating of less than 5 out of 10 stars.
Yo, but covers, I'm not trying to, like, talk down, but like the covers for the album and that movie I would never go near either one of them.
And while it'd be ridiculous to expect an Avengers level performance from JC's first on-screen appearance, the movies which followed weren't that much better. He'd appear alongside his father for Jackie Chan's 100th movie titled 1911 Revolution,
100th
yet
movie.
the collaboration resulted in Jackie Chan's least financially successful.
Damn, bro,
and
this
least
nigga just
positively
fucking up
received
everything he
picture to date,
touches.
grossing only $127,000 before receiving a score of 8% on Rotten Tomatoes. 1 year
That's
later,
tough,
JC would play the
bro.
main character in a movie called Double Trouble, which also entered media headlines after grossing an even more pitiful $9,000 during its first 2 weeks, making it one of the biggest box office flops in history. To add insult to injury, JC would then play the main role in a movie called Whoever, which, despite a government mandate forcing it to be played in half of the country's cinemas, failed to crack the Chinese top 10 and has received only 15 ratings on IMDb since its release in 2012. The only positive news for JC seemed to have been coming from his music career, as his second studio album would top Taiwanese charts in 2010, although it seems the album hasn't achieved much long-term success, as there's not even a single online review for the music, and it took about 30 minutes of digging just to find the track list. The performance of the album was unimportant anyway, because on the 14th of August 2000...
Hey man, I understand your dream of being a musician and actor in China. But I mean, holy, $9,000 at the box office for a movie, and it went into theaters. Like, what? Like, yo, are y'all niggas in debt? Like, I don't know how that shit works. But box office, like, how much did it cost for the movie to be made for you to only make that much? Like, bro, you better off just hitting up Alter, getting them to drop you a short film.
2014, JC would find himself in a profound new media scandal, making every prior controversy seem insignificant. Police would upload footage of JC Chan being arrested at his parents' $10 million luxury Beijing apartment, during which he'd admit to having approximately...
What the fuck? $10 million apartment?
100 grams of weed in his cupboard. This was extra bad
What's
for
the
the
building
Chan
look like?
family's reputation, as Jackie Chan had been China's official anti-drug ambassador since 2009. For this reason, Jackie Chan would take to social media to apologize, writing, "For my son JC to get into such trouble, I'm very angry and astonished. As a public figure, I'm ashamed. As a father, I'm heartbroken. I can't begin to describe his mother's pain. I failed to be a good father and I deserve the blame. I will take the responsibility and apologize to the public public on behalf of JC. In the process, Jackie practically disowned his son, stating that he hadn't and didn't plan on using any of his connections to lessen JC's sentence. I have not visited him even till now. I did not even use any connections to call anyone. If JC only went in jail for 1 week or 10 days, how would the public look at us? We are public figures and all the more we have to abide by the laws, which was accompanied by Jackie Chan somewhat hilariously telling JC's lawyer to slap him twice for me. While Jackie Chan wanted absolutely nothing to do with JC, the Chinese government took the opposite approach, making a public anti-drug example out of JC by televising the trial, which would happen approximately 4 months after his arrest. JC was sentenced to 6 months in prison and was ordered to pay a $320 fine for possession as well as the crime of sheltering others to take drugs. JC took this sentence humbly, stating, "I have broken the law and should be punished. When I return to society, I will not repeat this because I have let my family and friends down yet again, although this wasn't enough to satisfy his parents, who didn't even attend the trial."
Oh
Whilst in
my
prison, JC would
god.
send
Yo,
letters
this
to his
is
mother.
tough. Like, I didn't, bro, the fucking title. Holy. Just from reading the title, I thought, bro, how bad could it have been? Like, bro, what could he be doing? But damn. It's not even like, bro, going to prison and getting locked up for doing some dumb shit is like one thing. But, bro, having your father disown you publicly, not show up to the trial, like, yo, that was like just an honorary thing, like just being honorable. Him saying, I'm not gonna use any of my connections to get him out, because I mean, we aren't above the law, so he's got to follow it too. Whoop de whoop. But I mean, anybody else would have if their child got arrested. They're for sure pulling any strings that they can. But yo, this is heavy.
In which he explained that he experimented with drugs because of the bad crowd he was mixing with, and started relying on drugs to soothe himself whenever he felt upset. JC also wrote about the struggles he faced growing up in a famous family, and revealed that the expectations of fame placed a lot of pressure on him. He then expressed his unhappiness with Jackie for not showing him enough concern. However, his father wasn't rushing to offer any kind of sympathy. Jackie Chan would state in an interview, "I hope to be an anti-drug ambassador for life. I even hope that after JC is out, he can be an anti-drug ambassador too, telling everyone to stay away from drugs," which was followed by Jackie stating publicly that he supports the death penalty for certain serious offenses. Additionally, Jackie Chan would announce that he would donate the entirety of his reported $350 million net worth to charity and not pass it on to his son JC, adding, "If he is capable, he can make his own money. If he is not, then he will just be wasting my money." The problem is JC's earning capacity has been stifled pretty severely as a result.
Yo, that is insane, bro. Alright, Sonny, you ain't have to throw in that detail. He did not, bro. That makes it look bad. Saying, yo, that makes it look so fucked up. What the, yo? He said, I hope that he can be an anti-drug ambassador, and then proceeds to support the death penalty. Like, you didn't have to add that, bro.
Adding, "If he is capable, he can make his own money.
Trying to make it seem like they're connected. That's fucked up.
The problem is JC's earning capacity has been stifled pretty severely as a result of the public sentencing. For example, in the 3 years prior to his arrest, JC acted in 10 different movies. However, since his imprisonment almost 10 years ago, he's appeared in only 3 films, one of which he wasn't even credited for as a result of the scandal. JC also lost endorsements from Adidas, Nivea, Yishion, Johnson & Johnson contact lenses, Stride Gum, KFC, and Chevrolet, with this rock bottom causing him to return to America, even though he was no longer a citizen there. The father and son still share a residence in Hong Kong.
Wait.
Even credited for as a result of the scandal.
Sponsored
JC
by
also
these?
lost endorsements from Adidas, Nivea, Yishion, Johnson & Johnson contact lenses, Stride Gum, KFC, and Chevrolet, with this rock bottom causing him to return to America, even though he was no longer a citizen there. The father and son still share a residence in Hong Kong, though they don't spend much time together. As an actor, a businessman, and his city's unofficial goodwill ambassador at large, Jackie Chan has a busy schedule. The two seem to have reconciled since JC moved back to the USA, yet JC continues to differ himself, stating, "I don't want to always follow my dad's footsteps. Yet JC continues."
He was once told by his father, who is now 54, that if they consumed 2 bottles a day from the collection, they would have more than enough until Jackie turned 80. He said he plans to do just that because he doesn't want to leave it all to me. JC said he is all right with that. starting to learn about champagne. Maybe I will collect that. I don't always want to follow my dad's footsteps.
Used to differ himself, stating, "I don't want to always follow my dad's footsteps. I want to be different," adding that he's tired of being a person in his father's shadow. Since moving back to the US, JC has made efforts to turn his life around, directing his first film in 2021 titled Goodnight Beijing, and according to IMDb, he has another 2 movies on the way.
Nice. Glad to hear about that redemption story. Well, somewhat of a redemption story in the end. But damn. it's already tough. I mean, I don't know how old he is. I don't know how old JC is, but at this rate, doing movies and stuff, you're probably not gonna get out of your father's shadow necessarily, unless you you know what I'm saying, start doing your own stunts, some more shit. But man, this was depressing. Like, oh my god, extremely unfortunate situation. Y'all let me know what y'all thought of the video. If you enjoyed my reaction, feel free to leave a like, and I shall see you all in the next one. Stay safe and God bless ya.